Good morning. State Representative David Wilkerson here, giving you a quick 5 a.m. update of what happened at the Georgia State Capitol yesterday regarding taxes. You may have heard it floated that we were going to eliminate property tax for all Georgians. The bill we voted on yesterday didn't do that. It slowly decreased the taxes that people would pay over 10 years. However, that's only property taxes. What they didn't tell you is that would have dramatically increased sales taxes on all Georgians. Here in Cobb, our sales tax is at 6%, the lowest in the state. We have a senior exemption, 62 and over, for our schools. We have a floating homestead exemption, meaning you'll never pay more in property taxes to the county just because your value of your home increases. However, under this bill, that 6% sales tax would have gone to 9 at a minimum because it would have had to make up the shortfall for lost property tax revenue. If you're a renter, sorry, this bill would have had no relief for you. If you're a senior, 62 and over, you had that school exemption, sorry, this exemption is not even as good as that. So what this would have done, again, is it would have raised taxes on everything that you pay for. And that includes food. Do you know that the state charges 4% sales tax? But that does not include food that you purchase at the grocery store. However, those local pennies that you pay do. So in Cobb County, 4 cents goes toward the state, not taxed on food. When you go to the grocery store, 2 cents, you do get taxed on food. So this would have meant that 5 cents, because we're going to 9, would have been taxed on food. Every time you make a purchase at the grocery store, every time you buy cough medicine because you don't feel well, when you buy your kids' school clothes. So yesterday, the Georgia House of Representatives stopped the largest tax increase on food in Georgia's history, from what I see. So reality is, if you have questions, we are holding town hall meetings across the state because it's important that you understand that the shell game that we were about to play yesterday, the shell game that was rushed, the bill we voted on yesterday was not even the same one they had on Friday. The one on Friday, do you realize it would have turned every local government into an HOA? It would have said that you could have been given a special assessment and that if you didn't pay within 30 days, they would take away all homestead exemptions. 30 days. If you're a senior down in Florida for a vacation and you don't get your mail, sorry, when you got home, your exemptions could be gone. If you moved or you changed your post office box or the post office messed up, because we all know that the post office doesn't always get it right. They're working hard, but they don't always get it right. Sorry, if you didn't pay within 30 days, you could have lost your homestead exemption and pay full taxes. That means that senior exemption you have is gone. We talked yesterday about giving disabled vets an exemption. Do you realize that in Cobb County, you already have that? Everything that we have in Cobb County was done because a group of legislators that represent that county decided to make that tax break, put it in front of the voters. You know what? Everybody that was in that well yesterday talking about tax reform were the same ones that were okay with that assessment. They were the same ones that can actually go and get for their colleagues and put it on the ballot in their own county. So the question is, why did they have to have this bill? It's because November's right around the corner. But remember, we're not going to raise your sales taxes. I can make that commitment that you will not see me vote to increase your sales tax. What you will see is that I will continue to reach out to talk to people, to answer their questions. But yesterday, the Georgia House shot down a great tax increase, and I appreciate my colleagues standing together. If you have any questions, put them in the chat and be happy to answer them. Thank you.